Have any of you ever heard of the Statute of Filmation? Probably not, considering I just made it up. But the Statute of Filmation states that no movie shall be sequelized after a period of 7 years. Except, perhaps, by only the douchiest of bags. And that film will inevitably get a terrible rating on Rotten Tomatoes. How does that rule apply to today's film? Oh, hell. Finding Dory comes out less than 1 week as of this video's release. Personally, I am very skeptical about this film. It was released 13 years after the original, and films made that late are generally cheap cash grabs by studios either too lazy or too desperate to make something original. That being said, a lot of people are excited to see this movie, and I can understand why. So, without further ado, this is Finding Dory.
Did you hear that?
What was that? Hear what?
Stan, I heard someone say hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish here. Anybody, literally anybody could have just said hello.
Are you hallucinating? There are no other fish in this shot. I mean, sure, maybe the characters can see something we can't, but in my experience with slasher movies, it's usually the other way around.
There.
Where am I looking?
There.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Dory.
Yeah, well, where are your parents?
Hi, I've lost my family.
Where did you see them last?
I forgot.
Okay. Forgive me for a moment while I rant about Dory's memory loss. Because it makes no sense. Why does she forget why Marlin is following her, but remember that she saw the boat in the first place? In fact, how does she even know her own name? She introduces herself as Dory in the beginning of Finding Nemo, but at the end she says that the longest anyone has ever been with her is 1 week. So no one's been reminding her, which means her name is the one thing she consistently remembers across her entire life. And if she remembers that, why doesn't she remember anything else about her past? Well, probably because they needed to make this sequel, but shut up. And what about the end when she remembers the entire plot of Finding Nemo? Is her short-term memory loss cured, or is she gonna keep forgetting that stuff later on? Because if the answer is yes, then this movie is going to be depressing as hell. I'm done. It's over. Move on.
I was looking for something and Okay, totally get it. Date night. I suffer from short-term memory loss. It runs in my family. At least I think it does.
Wait, no. That is not how that line went. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's keep track of every time this trailer references Finding Nemo.
Where are they?
Dory, there you are! Look out!
Oh, look at this.
Our friend got taken into whatever this place is.
It's a fish hospital.
Okay, 2 things here. First of all, why are you specifying that it's a fish hospital? They're fish. In fact, how do these fish even know what a hospital is? They're fish. And second, wait, is that Idris Elba? Holy crap, he's in this movie.
I feel fantastic! Dude.
Name's Hank.
I have to find my family.
That's a hard one, kid.
Is that octopus drinking coffee while sitting in a sink? Because I have so many questions about this scene.
Well, I guess you're stuck here.
You're not helping, Bill.
I lost my family.
That is so sad. You weren't not a great swimmer.
You were a fish.
Our friend is in there, lost, alone.
Bailey, you've got to use your echolocation.
Ooh, I feel stupid.
Poor babies. Let me get that for you. Woo!
Mom! Dad!
She should just pick 2 and let's go.
Dad.
What? I'm kidding. I get the feeling they're shushing us for a reason.
Like something with one big eye, tentacles, and a snappy thing.
Well, that's very specific, but something like that.
Here's a pro tip for not dying in a movie. If you see something behind you that's about to kill you, just say that. Like, literally those exact words. There is something behind you that is going to kill you. Also, I'll bet you 20 bucks that squid pulls a Bruce and turns out to be like a recovering fish addict or something. In which case...
Somewhere out there is my family. I can't find them on my own.
Hang on, Dory!
Dory! Surf's up, dude! Incoming!
I don't want to be touched. Sorry.
That's okay. Everybody does it. Nothing to be ashamed of.
I trust Becky.
You trust Becky. Becky's eating a cup.
Just keep swimming. Mom! Dad!
Does this mean we have to say goodbye to Dory?
I don't know why I thought I could do this.
Dory, you are about to find your parents. And when you do that, you'll be
Home.
Okay, that's just false advertising. It's made abundantly clear that Dory is the one doing the finding. Unless finding in this case is a gerund, in which case screw you for making me learn what a gerund is. You ass.
Wait, is it pronounced gerund? Oh, god damn.
sea lions. They are natural predators. They could pounce at any moment.
Mate, don't you worry. Oh, get off the rock! Get off! You know it! Don't you worry about a thing.
Was that supposed to be funny? Like, I'm seriously asking, was that supposed to be funny? 'Cause it wasn't. So, there's a lot to unpack here. The basic plot seems pretty obvious. A fish loses a family member, so it has to trek across the ocean to find them, nearly dying several times, but helped by an unlikely group of allies, including a warm-blooded animal with an Australian accent. Crap, these movies are exactly the same. Okay, so a few plot repeats are inevitable, but I mean, hopefully Disney is smart enough not to make the same movie just to milk nostalgia, right? I mean, right? Okay, in all honesty, The Force Awakens is awesome, and if you disagree,
you will be burnt at the stake.
What? I was talking about Dory! I was talking about Dory, I think, right? So, before we get into the big question, let's ask us this. How is the movie going to end? Wait, that's not the big question? Oh, okay. Now, we know for sure that Dory will meet her parents, with Eugene Levy and Diane Keaton already cast to voice them. But, I'm hoping that by the end of the movie they won't be together. Why? Storytelling. I don't know or even think that this is the path Pixar is going to take, but this is my ideal ending for this movie. Dory meets her parents and ends up finding out why they abandoned her in the first place. At first, she doesn't want to accept it, but after some near-death experience, similar to the fishing scene from the first Finding Nemo, which, honestly, if there was any scene I'd want to be brought into this movie, just for the sake of parallel, it would probably be that one. Because that was, let's be honest, that was a good scene. She comes to accept the facts of her existence and goes home with Nemo and Marlin. Not with her parents, but with the knowledge of where she came from. I personally think this would be better because rather than a straightforward happy ending like we get in the first movie, this ending would actually give Dory's character some depth. Because while I think everybody loved Dory from the first Finding Nemo, her character wasn't very complicated. She was emotional, optimistic, and forgetful. That was about it. And I would really like to see a story that actually builds upon Dory's character rather than making her a hybrid MacGuffin / comic relief, which is really what she was in the first movie. The actual big question, will Finding Dory be good? And the answer is, I don't know. This is kind of an odd case for Pixar. Over the years they've only made a handful of sequels. Some have been good, some have been less good, and none have been made this late. But despite what I said earlier, I actually do have high hopes for this movie. As I said, sequels made this late are usually made out of either desperation or laziness, but I don't think those are two words anyone would use to describe Pixar, and of all the movies they've made, only a handful have been anything less than good. And considering that Finding Nemo is one of, if not the most famous Pixar movie of all time, you know they're gonna bring their A game. But that's just the trailer. Hi, so if you're watching this, it means you made it to the end of my video without clicking off, so hopefully you like what you saw. And double hopefully, you liked it enough to want to see more. If that's the case, then please subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna have a new video at least every 2 weeks, and I really want this channel to be a success. And if you like what I'm doing so far, then please leave a comment. Tell me what works, what doesn't, what did you like, what didn't you like. Should I have like a tagline that I say at the beginning and end of every episode? Anyway, I am the trailer guy. Goodbye.